joins me now. Hello, David. Namaste.
Namaste, Sasriya Kal, Kem Cho. How are you today?
Thank you. Thank you. You made everybody's day with that, as always. And David, I have a question for you. What is an RFE, and how does the government determine when to issue it, how to respond, and tell us all the good stuff around RFE?
Oh, wow, Vijaya. So I'll tell you, there's not a lot of good stuff about the RFE. And the thing about the RFE, the request for evidence, is for us as immigration practitioners, we dread receiving these documents because most of the time what it is that the government is using the request for evidence as a way to buy themselves time. So what often we find, and unfortunately, the government has, for whatever reason, decided that requests for evidence are going to be issued in 30, maybe a little more than 30% of the cases. So when our clients receive an RFE, of course, what we always do is we try to get them ready for it before they get it. And we try to explain to them what an RFE is. And a request for evidence oftentimes is a request for information that's already been provided. So it's very frustrating for the clients to get this document from the government.
I'm sure.
So what we try to do is we tell the clients that oftentimes what the government's doing is using the RFE as a pretext to buy themselves time to be able to slow the process down, because it's our interest to move the process as quickly as we can for our clients. And what ends up happening is that the RFE could slow it down because they're asking for information which, even though we may have already submitted, we have to submit it in a different way because we can't resubmit the same information. So what we have to do is we have to recast it sometimes. So sometimes that could be a new letter from a chief financial officer, an outside accountant. Sometimes maybe it's redrafting or adding some additional information. So essentially what the government has done with a request for evidence is they drill down on some of the information that we've submitted. Now, what I have to say is lately it's been really nice because we have not been getting as many RFEs as we did in the past. And I think that that has to do with this new initiative that the government has been taking to move cases along as quickly as possible. But unfortunately, I think that also what we're finding is that a lot of the officers are not really well trained. And when they're not really well trained in what they should be doing, they sometimes don't approve approvable cases. And by issuing an RFE, they have essentially asked for additional information that they already have. So it's very helpful for the clients to know that they could potentially receive an RFE. It's part of the process, but they should know that if we're handling those cases, we're going to move as quickly as we possibly can to respond to that RFE so that it doesn't create any type of a log jam in their being able to advance their cases.
Okay. All right. So a lot of great information there on the RFE. And that's, of course, David Nachman, founder and managing attorney of the NPZ Law Group, immigration lawyers serving New Jersey, New York, and Indiana, with offices in India and Canada, helping you with everything from green cards, marriage, and H-1B visas. So call them today at 201-670-0006 or just log on to visaserve.com. And when you mention Mirchi, you get that special discount off your consult. So why wait?